What's up, heathens? How ya doing? So tonight we have PragerU. Yes, we are going to be doing a PragerU video on climate change, more specifically carbon dioxide. We're going to go ahead, we're going to listen to what this guy has to say. And
what are two of the dirtiest words in the English language?
Whale dick. No, okay, so if you guys can't tell right now, I'm going to try to point this out, but he's the co-founder of Greenpeace. This is, I feel like, is an attempt at a genetic fallacy. This is an excerpt from a statement from Greenpeace about Patrick Moore. Patrick Moore did not found Greenpeace. Patrick Moore frequently portrays himself as a founder or co-founder of Greenpeace, and many news outlets have repeated this characterization. Although Mr. Moore played a significant role in Greenpeace Canada for several years, he did not found Greenpeace. Phil Cote, Irving Stowe, and Jim Bolin founded Greenpeace in 1970. Patrick Moore applied for a berth on the Phyllis Cormac in March 1971 after the organization had already been in existence for a year. A copy of his application letter and Greenpeace's response are available from Greenpeace. So no, he is not a co-founder of Greenpeace, and this was definitely a genetic fallacy to give him some kind of credence to talk on the matter of CO2. Starting right off the bat here, Prager is not doing good. Also, I contend with your whole idea that you're a university. I know you got a lax definition of what fucking university is.
Now, if university means, by definition, you grant degrees and you are accredited by whoever accredits universities to be a degree-granting place, then we're not a university. But is that the only definition? My contention is that it is a university, but it doesn't grant degrees and it's not accredited, and that's absolutely accurate. We don't portray ourselves as what we're not. But if a university is a place to learn and learn and learn and study and study and study and gain wisdom, then why aren't we a university?
But you're not a university there, Prager. You make YouTube videos and you do it poorly. You don't even provide good information.
Well, if you're concerned with global warming, as so many people are these days, the answer is obvious. The two words are carbon dioxide.
Oh shit, I was wrong, honey. I thought it was whale dicks. Technically, Hovind said whale penis, so saying whale dick has to be dirtier, right? Is whale cock dirtier than whale dick? I don't know. Let's talk about whale dick more.
Or as it is known by its chemical symbol, CO2. 1 atom of carbon and 2 atoms of oxygen.
And that will be the most scientific thing this entire video says.
If we pump much more of it into the atmosphere, the argument goes, we're going to alter the climate. Catastrophically.
Yes, if we continue adding excess CO2 to the atmosphere, it will destabilize our current environment and cause some radical changes. And the amount of CO2 that we're pumping into the atmosphere is not being reabsorbed during the carbon cycle. You see, there's a natural cycle here on Earth called the carbon cycle. And what it does is it moves carbon throughout the entire environment through respiration and combustion and decomposition and all these other things. Like photosynthesis is another process in this particular cycle. Diffusion is also another one. The seas can actually absorb some CO2 and some carbon, and then you can also have some carbon escape the seas as well. So there's multiple processes in the carbon cycle that keep carbon dioxide or carbon in general moving throughout our ecosystem. But you see, it's important that that particular cycle stays in balance, because if it goes out of balance, then there are things that get corrected, as it were. There are effects of it being like different. So if you have a different carbon cycle, then you're going to have a different environment.
According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, CO2 emissions from fossil fuels, which constitute 85% of our energy use, must be reduced to 0 by 2100.
So, yes, it's very important for us to try to stop adding CO2 to the carbon cycle. We've been adding a whole lot of it, and only about 40% of what's being added to the atmosphere is being reabsorbed back into the system. And so what you get is this piling up over time of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that causes our Earth to warm up. And we're not talking like 50 degrees warm up. We're talking like 1.5 degrees kind of warming up. And it's slated to warm up by another full degree Celsius in the future. Because right now, the cycle in our environment is out of balance. Nature wants to seek a balance, not to make it sound sentient or anything like that, but if there's ever an imbalance, the natural process is for it to go back in balance. And for it to be in balance, it needs to be 1 degree hotter. So the more CO2 that we add to our atmosphere in various ways is just going to keep our Earth warming up and effectively change our climate.